Everyone, it's your host Marcus Norman of the Gentleman Style Podcast Show, and today I found this diamond in the rough. You guys are in for a treat. I think you guys are really gonna like this conversation. I have Miss Nikki Corbett. She is a podcast host, a relationship coach, speaker, and judgment-free zone facilitator. I found this incredible woman, and I invited her onto the show. And she said yes. And I'm so excited. Her story isn't clean or conventional by any means. And that's what I feel makes her special. And her story is real. She's here to bring the real, and she shares it with her audience and her following across the globe and helps coach people and speak to people where they are, not where they used to be. And I think that's necessary for the absolute future of where we're trying to go in our lives. She is incredible and amazing. Her story is just full of sharp turns, heartbreaks, and unexpected beginnings. And she's known love that didn't last, love that was never hers to claim in the beginning, and the aches and wantings for more from someone who couldn't give it, and people and families and friends alike. And so I can't hold this lady back. This incredible special guest I have coming to the stage. Help me welcome to the stage, Miss Nikki Corbett.
Hey. Wow, what an intro.
I appreciate you. That was because of you, ma'am. Your resume is extensive, and your heart and your passion for what you do speaks out all over the place. And I couldn't be happier to have you on the show. So thank you.
Wow. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate the invitation, and I was so excited. I have to say, this is my first guest appearance on a show with my new podcast. So I've been on podcasts before with my other show that was more kind of major life change, like entrepreneurship focused. So coming on to, talk more about what I'm doing with the Scarlet Edit is such a treat and something that I'm so looking forward to. But you're the first one. So thank you for inviting me.
Love that. Love being the first. We love being the first. So let's dive in. What made you add this to your portfolio? Why the name Scarlet Edit, Divorce, Affairs, Situationships, and where can people find it? Why did you start this journey, this adventure anew?
So I was struggling with my own personal brand and trying to best put myself out into the world that was in alignment with my purpose and really in a way that I could help people. I had a podcast, like I mentioned. My podcast was called Round Two, and I told stories of major life change. A lot of those stories ended up being very business focused because oftentimes when people do have a major life change, it can be the catalyst for them to jump into entrepreneurship, finally start that business they've always dreamed of. And, but what unfortunately was happening there, I felt the topic was too broad and I wasn't building the community that I really wanted to build and that I've always had a passion for. Now, when I got to thinking, I was like, well, I've had an interesting journey from a relationship perspective. And my most recent long-term relationship was an affair. I was technically the other woman in a relationship with a man who was married. And I started thinking, is there a way that I can use that experience to talk with other women, to maybe, do public speaking, to share my journey there and what I learned from that experience and where I'm at right now. I still think that there is a lot of shame that women feel based on different types of relationships that they have been in, whether it's an affair, whether it's getting divorced, whether it's ending an engagement. And I am living proof that just because maybe you made a decision in the past that you would not make again in the future, that doesn't mean that you need to carry that shame with you as you move forward in your life. And it doesn't mean that you aren't worthy of what, like, the life and the love that you want for yourself. So as time went on over this year, I just got to a point where I thought, you know what, maybe the answer to what I'm looking for and the community that I want to build is to, sunset the other podcasts and start a new one and have this be the focus. So the Scarlet Edit was born.
Absolutely. How did you come up with the name, the Scarlet Edit? What does that mean? What does that symbolize? What does that mean for you?
Yeah. So I was working with a copywriter, and this woman is absolutely brilliant. And so we were workshopping a bunch of copy, and we were talking about the name of the show, because originally I hadn't planned on changing the name. I had planned of my old show, which I mentioned was Round 2. I had only planned on changing the tagline, and she was like, "No, let's see if we can come up with a new name." So she started talking about The Scarlet Letter, which as most people know is a very iconic book. But I felt kind of like I didn't want to rip off somebody's name that already had so much, it's such a legendary book. So I started workshopping it with my good buddy ChatGPT and going through different iterations, talking about how I wanted it to feel, what I wanted people to really gain and understand what the show is. And when edit popped up, I thought, wow, I really like that, because, we hear edit in a lot of things that are good, right? Whether it's a wardrobe edit or a brand edit. So having that name or that word in there, it also really felt like it worked for me because of the whole, rewriting the story, erasing the stigma, letting go of any shame that you may feel from prior choices.
That's real.
So that's how I got there.
That's really good. That's really good. I like it. I like the name. I love the name.
Thank you.
And so
Thank you.
Shout out to the copywriter. Shout out to you for having the foresight and the thought to do that. I think most people don't do that kind of introspection with themselves, right? They don't take that hard look and say, you know what? Let me sunset. And start anew a little bit, and really focus on the real thing, the real nature, the real heart of what you want to talk about.
Yeah.
And so when you said something that was unique to me, and for those that don't know, you said you were the other woman in your last long-term relationship. That means so you were not the main chick. What lessons did you what lessons did you learn from that? Why do you think you ended up that way? Why do you think most women fall into that trap?
It's an interesting thing to discuss, right? Because I don't think that anybody really wakes up one morning and says, you know what, I want to have an affair, or I want to be the other woman, or I want to be the other man, or I want to cheat on my spouse. Like, I don't think that people actually have those conscious thoughts. I think sometimes, honestly, these things just happen. And I'm sure people will be upset by me saying that, because it's like, oh, you have choices. And yes, you do have choices. Absolutely. But I'm saying that the initial, waking up one day and saying I want to be the other woman, because who would really want that? Who would not want to be the number one? I know that that's what I want, and that's what I've always wanted. So ending up in the situation that I was in, it was a surprise, but it also, there was so much love and so much connection and so much real, there was just so much realness to the whole relationship that it kind of was something that just happened, and it happened quickly. And then it's like I was in it, and I was so in love that I stayed in it because I was happy.
Absolutely. Did you ask him why? Did you ask him why he did it, and how did you find out?
How did I find out what?
That you were the other woman.
Oh, I mean, I knew from the beginning. I knew what I was getting into. I knew when I met him that he was married.
Oh, you knew that. Okay. So it wasn't they weren't being deceitful. You just said enough is enough one day.
Yes. Yeah. So I wasn't deceived. I wasn't lied to. So I very much knew what I was getting myself into. And it's interesting because in retrospect, when it started in my mind, I was like, oh, this is just for fun. This is just short term. This won't really go anywhere. This will just be, take it for what it is and then, move on. And then that's not what happened. It ended up much longer term than that and much more real than that. And, everybody's experience, anyone who's been in an affair, their experience is different, right? Like and it's like any relationship. No marriage is the same. No relationship is the same. No, nothing is the same. But for me, it was a very real, very loving, very fun relationship. And, it did. And after some time went on, I did actively realize that, if it was going to end, it was going to be because of me. But also I loved him so much that I wanted it to end in the way that I wanted it to end, which was him, leaving his marriage and being with me and only me.
Well, so did you ask him that? Did you ask him, hey,
Oh yeah.
you and I were bonding, we're clicking on so many levels. Why stay with your wife? Why be with your wife? Why continue on? Why not be with me?
Yeah.
You've seen the track record. What
Mm-hmm.
what he say?
Yeah. I mean, I asked those questions, and I will say, like, in his defense, like, he never lied to me from the beginning. He was always pretty clear that, he really had no intention of getting divorced. And I was like, okay with it until I wasn't. And then I was like, but wait, like, we have this amazing thing. We're together all the time. We do all this fun stuff together. Like, we get along so well. Like, being with him was so easy. It was such an easy relationship to be in. So it was kind of like, okay, if you basically are just saying that your marriage is simply like a partnership in raising children, then why can't you just keep that at what it is, but end the marriage part so then you can live openly with me? And it was just, unfortunately for me, a step that he didn't want to take. And so I, finally got to a point where I was, done, feeling like I was giving everything and not getting everything back.
Absolutely. That's real. That's real. And thank you for
Yeah.
sharing your truth on that. That is really,
Sure.
really, I think we all do that to a certain degree. We love who we love. And you said
Mhm.
it earlier. We I tell my partner this. I want to go all in on someone. I want to
Mhm.
be with someone that I can go 100% in. I think many of
Mhm.
us are reserved and we hold back
Mhm.
in dating
Mhm.
because of past experiences. And I
Yeah.
share with her my heart is like I can love you fully and completely and give all of myself and
Mhm.
and not have to worry about being poured back into because I
Mhm.
know it's real, I know it's genuine, and I don't have to. I think dating multiple people is hard. I think being with multiple people is hard.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
and I'm speaking from the mind. I've never been a woman, but I'm speaking from the mindset of
Mhm.
a man. I think that's not even
Mhm.
advantageous for most men to
Uh-huh.
court and love multiple women, right?
Mhm.
Because you're gonna want time. You need time,
Yeah.
right? And you're gonna want vacations, holidays, birthday. What are you gonna do? You're gonna tell your wife, "Hey, honey, I can't do Christmas this year. I can't do
Right,
Thanksgiving
right.
this year." Meanwhile,
Right.
meanwhile, you want those things, and so
Mhm.
it's just never advantageous. And I think
Yeah.
it's almost freeing when when you came to the realization. Maybe I can't speak for you, but maybe you were like, I can't keep putting my all into this because I'm not getting it back.
Mhm.
Um,
Mhm. Yeah, I mean, it had got to a point where, I felt like that, he had an all access pass to my life, right? VIP, meet and greet, all the things. And I didn't have that in return. And I, it was just, it's funny because you never anticipate when something's going to end. And I mean, the moment that I finally had, hit my limit, I was actually like in the car of all places. And I was just so frustrated. And I was just like, if you can't make this decision after this long, then I can't do this anymore. I can't, and I have to call it.
that's fair. How long did it happen? How long did it go on?
It was almost 5 years.
5 years. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So it's a long time.
That is a long time. Again, to
Yeah.
invest, it sounds like you invested
Hmm.
everything. And,
Hmm.
how did you guys spend time? Did he have to, I don't know, fake sick, go on holiday? He could only come to you, but you could never go to him. Like, y'all traveled
No,
and
it
went on
was,
vacations?
yeah, it was like easy is the wrong word, but it was very easy. When we first met, we were both traveling to the same place for work or the same area. And him at his job and me at my job, we both had to be there for a good chunk of the week. So we were together a lot. And it wasn't like, I know you sometimes like you see on like TV shows or whatever where someone's like having an affair, they're like sneaking off after dinner to go and meet up with somebody for like an hour. Like it wasn't, or maybe like once a week or once a month. Like, no, it was literally like the bulk of our time we were spending together. So, when I say that it was like very, very real and enjoyable and fun, it wasn't like I was sitting at home by myself for 6 days out of the week and only seeing one. It was more like the opposite.
Absolutely. I wanna use a buzzword. I want to use two buzzwords. Right?
Yeah.
One buzzword is polyamory, right? That I
Uh-huh.
feel like that's trending and everybody's like saying it like, "Oh, I'm poly. I've been poly this whole
Mhm.
time." What
Mhm.
did it ever cross your mind? I don't want to say if you did it, but if it did it ever cross your mind, it's like, you know what? I'm poly. I'm multiple wives, one man. We share the same guy. Did that ever cross your mind?
No, that's not
You knew
um
you didn't want to
something
share.
I would not want that. No. And also I will say now I've said this on my own podcast that, I do not know what actually happened when he was not with me, because obviously I wasn't there. And during our relationship, I did choose to believe everything that he told me. And so in from from my perspective in the relationship is that he was only with me. It wasn't oh, he's still having relations with her and also with me. It was made clear to me that like I was the only one that he was with intimately. Now, again, do I know that for a fact? No, because I wasn't there, but I chose to believe that. And I think that's also one of the reasons why I was comfortable with how things were. I would like to believe that, now I would never go into a relationship like that ever again. I would never, that's just not who I am. I've evolved, I've changed, and that's just not what I want for myself. And even with like dating, like I wouldn't be out dating and like sleeping with a man who is also dating and sleeping with other women. Like that's just not where I'm at in my life.
Absolutely. Absolutely. My second conversational question is, I think people, when they think about an affair, they
Hmm.
think it's all about the sex. It's only the sex.
Yeah.
It's all about the sex. Are
Hmm.
affairs always about sex, or is there a possibility for something deeper? Because you expressed
Yeah.
that you did feel for this person, and I don't think those
Hmm.
were accident. He made you feel a way, and he made you
Hmm.
feel good, and he made you feel loved and poured into when y'all were
Hmm.
together.
Yeah.
Could there be something deeper outside of sex? Do you think?
Oh my God, absolutely. I mean, like I said earlier, every relationship is different, but absolutely ours was so much deeper. It was not just based on sex at all. We truly were so close. We talked about everything, we shared everything. He really became my best friend and like one of my biggest supporters. Um, I people have asked me before if I have any regrets about that relationship, and I don't. I know that I'm responsible 100% for the woman that I am today, but being a part of that relationship, I did experience a lot of growth and a lot of growth for the better. And ultimately, I grew so much that I got to a point where I was like, no, I want more for myself, and I'm no longer going to accept less. So that was why I decided to end it. So, absolutely, I think that many affairs, especially ones that go on for a longer term, are based in a lot more than just sex, and they're deeply emotional.
Absolutely.
I love the cheering. I love the cheering.
The audience, the crowd goes wild. The audience loves you. The audience loves you.
That's so cool.
This is what I was hoping for and this is what I appreciate about you is the transparency, right? It's not all about sex. It's not all about Freaknik 99, right? It's deeper. There's a and whether you believe it or not, whether most people believe it or not, there is a connection that goes well past beyond sex, and we tend to put our blinders on. Have you ever cheated?
No.
I
mean, maybe like, I don't know. I mean, does maybe like high school or like in elementary, or not elementary, like junior high, like maybe I kissed a boy or something, but no, not as an adult. Kissed a girl
that liked it?
Yeah. Maybe one of those things.
Absolutely. Do women, do you think, and this is broadly now, do you think women cheat differently than men?
What do you mean by differently?
Differently, like one, I'll give you one. One stipulation is men all are terrible at cheating, right? We always get caught.
Yeah.
Women cheat and they're crafty, right? It's not with the girl next door. It's not with the mailman. It's not with the plumber, right? Women cheat, quote unquote, better than men.
Oh.
Do you believe that?
I mean, I don't know. It's like, I feel like I can say yes, but I can also say no, because I feel like I know women who have cheated, who have gotten caught, and I know men who have cheated, who have gotten caught. So it's kind of like, maybe I think that women and men typically cheat for different reasons. I think men could be more sexually driven, if they're not having sex at home and they want to have sex. I think that might be the bigger reason for choosing to cheat. I think women, often crave connection more and prioritize connection, because like, I mean, I know for me, like, I'm not going to just have sex with somebody, but if I feel a connection, then there is more intrigue sexually. So I think if women are feeling disconnected at home and then they start feeling connected with somebody else, that could lead to sexual infidelity.
Absolutely. That is such a healthy perspective, and I appreciate that. You were married at one point in your life?
Yes.
And
yes,
that marriage ended. Why did the marriage end?
We were just different. And I think that ultimately we just grew in different directions and grew apart. It was nothing bad. It was funny because I was talking with somebody the other day about the podcast, the Scarlet Edit, and they said, how come you chose to put out that you had an affair? Like, that's a really big share that opens you up for a lot of judgment. And I was like, yeah, I know that. I'm totally aware of that. But I think that affairs are happening and just people aren't talking about them to the level of detail that I think that people are curious about. I easily could have kicked the show off by talking about my divorce, but my divorce was fairly amicable. I mean, my ex-husband and I are still good friends. We still share a dog. And I definitely shared with him that I was going to be putting this podcast out and telling these types of stories. And he's in full support of what I'm doing. So that's not like the most exciting divorce story, I guess. I mean, there's certainly other divorces that have been horrible, but ours just wasn't. And we realized that we're just better as friends.
How I applaud you. How do you do that? How is it that you all are best friends, right? It's you, and I guess maybe it's the media. I could blame the media on some of this, right? Because they only show the Kim Kardashian breakup, right? They only show the really nasty stuff. How do you, I applaud you. How did you and your ex-husband walk away amicably? Because I can't do that. I want to slash your tires. I want to do it all, right? You are ending this. You are breaking up with me. How dare you? Right?
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't easy. I mean, at first, it wasn't like, it was like, oh, this isn't working. Let's end it. And we walked away like high-fiving each other. I mean, there was certainly time where, he didn't, I moved out of the house. He didn't want to know where I lived. It was very minimal conversation. The only thing we like talked about very much was our dog. But time heals, as they say. I mean, that is one of the truest statements ever, is that time does heal. And ultimately, it's when you have a very when you have a very deep relationship with somebody, whether it's marriage or it's something that's long term or even something that's shorter term that was just very deep and very real, that person always has a special place in your life. And I just, I want the best for him. I want him to be happy. I want him to be healthy. I want him to enjoy his life. And I know that he wants that for me. So we have been able to get to a place where we can be good friends and we can, support one another in our business endeavors and in our lives. And then, like I said, still share this dog. Like, our dog is 16 years old and he's doing great. So who knows how much longer we'll be sharing this dog.
Absolutely. I commend you, sister.
Thanks.
You are strong. Again, I don't know. Yeah, maybe I'm toxic, right? Maybe I'm really toxic here. And
No,
shame
it's
on
funny
me.
because no, I don't think that you are, because I will tell you, people, and maybe this is more of a male thing, but more often than not, like, my friends are all like, oh, like, they'll ask me like, oh, hey, how's he doing? Like, what's he up to? Is he good? And they don't really, like, none of them are really like, oh my God, I can't believe you're friends. He has people very often ask him like, oh my God, I can't believe you and Nikki are friends. Like, I can't believe you still talk to her. And he's like, why? Like, she's not a bad person. Like, we just didn't work out. Like, but I don't hate her. Like, so I don't know, maybe it's a male thing.
Probably. Fellas, we gotta do better. Who outgrew who? What did you outgrow him? Did he outgrow you? Did you just grow in separate directions equally?
I think that it was more me. But yeah, I think it was more me that outgrew him. But then, everybody grows at different rates. Like, I am so proud of the growth that he has experienced since our marriage ended. And I mean, I really am. I'm like, oh gosh, like, good job. You're doing so well. You're doing all these great things. Now, were those some of the things that I had, griped about when we were together? Yes. But hey, he still got there and I'm really happy for him. So,
Super. That's dope.
yeah.
Again, I applaud you. Maybe I'm hoping this is my prayer, my subliminal prayer. Well, let me just ask
Mhm.
you, just flat out, do you think there's a potential to get back together?
I don't. I
Okay.
don't. Yeah.
That was very, you
No.
see how quick that was?
Well, no, I mean, I've been asked that so many times. Like, people, so many people, especially like when they first meet me and then we like get to be friends and they like learn about my situation, or if they're like, wait, how are you going to go travel for like a month or 2 months and you have a dog? And I'm like, oh, he just stays with my ex. And they're like, wait, what? And then I explain like, oh yeah, we're still good. We share the dog. Everything's great. But no, and I think he would say the same thing too. I mean, people ask me also all the time, like, oh, like, do you think he's still in love with you? And I'm like, he calls me bro. He calls me dude. Like, I don't think that, like, he doesn't treat, when a man treats you differently when they like want to be with you. Like, he'll call me, he'll be like, dude, guess what? Like, so I think we're pretty good in the friendship space.
Very cordial, very respectful. Again,
Yeah.
shout out to the dog. If I had a treat, I'd give it to the dog. The dog has
He's a
kept this.
great dog.
The dog has kept this. Shout out to Scruffy. What's the dog's name?
My dog's name is Norm.
Norm, and I'm Norman.
Yeah.
So good
Oh,
peoples.
really?
We good people.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my last name. We good
Oh
peoples.
my gosh, that's so funny. Yeah, we named him Norm after Norm from Cheers, because that's just such an epic character. So, yeah.
I love that. I love that. I want one thing that comes to mind. Has any of your ex-husband's guy friends tried to date you?
No, no.
Really?
Most
Okay.
of his friends are married. But no, even if they weren't, no, not my cup of tea.
Good, 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 good. I was checking. No, that happens, right? That happens.
Yeah, that does
It's
happen. Yeah.
like, hey, your boy down the street, Phil from work tried to ask me out, and your
Yeah.
girlfriends ask you, hey, can I date your now that y'all are broken up? Can I date him?
No, no one's asked me if they could date him. Although, if I had a wonderful friend that I thought would be great with him, I would not mind.
You wouldn't. You would not, quote
No, I
unquote.
mean, I truly
Really?
like, I want him to be happy. I mean, if I met somebody and I was like, oh my God, you would be amazing with my ex-husband, I would totally try to set them up.
That's incredible, Oni. Again, a
Yeah.
true heart of pure gold. Y'all. I told y'all.
Thank
I
you.
told them.
Thank
I wanna move to what's one myth about divorce that I know you see it, especially now with the launch of the podcast. It's a great podcast, your podcast.
you.
What's
Mhm.
one myth you would like to see go away about divorce? Well, you already did one just now. It's like the
Mm.
myth of we can't be friends. You've debunked that myth for me,
Mhm.
and
Yeah,
I hope that you pray for me because I can't do that. But what's
I
another
will.
what's another myth that you would like to see go away about the stigma around divorce?
I actually have an answer off the top of my head for this. And what I would love to see go away is that people kind of go like, oh, like, she's been divorced, or oh, he's been divorced, or oh, she's been divorced twice, or oh, he's been divorced twice. I would challenge anyone who judges people for those divorces to do you feel the same way, or do you judge the same way your friends who have been in long-term relationships where they've lived together, maybe had kids together, maybe shared cars, bank accounts, basically all of the same things that happen in marriages but without the actual legality of a marriage? Do you judge those people the same way when they break up? And if the answer is
Mm,
no, then I would like that judgment to go away.
I like that. I like that. It's because you see that often. You hear about that often too many times.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think you see it, especially when there's maybe been something that's more than once, right? I think that, unfortunately, divorce is very common. I mean, statistically, it's, over 50%. And then if you narrow in at certain states and cities, some states and cities have even higher, 50, 60, up to 75%. But my whole thing is like, okay, so say in between 25 and 45, I had two long-term relationships where I lived with the man, we maybe had some kids, and then we broke up, then I got in another relationship, similar type situation, maybe not adding more kids, but still like living together, sharing everything, doing all the things that you do, and then that relationship ended. Say there's the same exact situation, except both of those relationships there was a marriage. People do judge. Ooh, she's been divorced twice. Ooh, he's been divorced twice. Are you sure you want to date him? I wonder what happened. I wonder what's wrong. I wonder why she can't stay married. I wonder why he can't stay married. You don't say that when people you don't say that when people have a boyfriend girlfriend relationship and it ends. So I think that that's unfortunate. And I'm not discounting the sanctity of marriage. I definitely believe in that. And I do believe that marriage is a big deal and a big commitment. But I don't think that just because somebody got married twice or divorced twice, that they should be judged differently than someone who had two relationships that didn't end in marriage, but that ended in a breakup.
That's fair. That's a fair. And you can kick this back to me. I want to ask the question. I think the reason why the stigma, well, I think the reason why is because there's a number out there. There's a fairly high number out there that the majority of divorces are initiated by women. And
That's
so
true. Yeah. I think it's
and
like
so
70%.
it's fairly high. It's not
Mhm.
100%, right? But it's fairly high.
Mhm.
So I think, but to that effect, in this day and age, we live in a cancel culture. And I think
I know.
people are, the new thing on the block is what's your body count? right? What's your
Oh,
body count?
yeah.
How many?
I thought
So
only the kids talked about that.
yeah, it's the new thing on the block is like, if you have a high body count, oh, I can't date you, or
Mm,
I definitely can't see
mhm,
you as a potential partner or future wife because your body
mhm,
count is XYZ. I
mhm,
think, and I'm not advocating for it because I'm guilty of it. When I was dating, I used to, I didn't put so much preface or emphasis on how many past marriages have failed. I was
mhm,
curious to two things. One, why did the marriage end? I think that's a
mhm. Sure.
significant question. That's a fair question to
Absolutely.
ask. And then, who initiated it, right? Who
Mhm,
initiated the divorce or the breakup, right? And I
mhm,
think those mean more to me. But
mhm,
as a man, what do you think?
mhm.
As a woman, if
I
I told you I had 100+ women before you, would that matter
mhm,
to you in the dating pool? Or if I told you I'm a veteran, so I know a lot of other veterans who have a lot of
mhm,
divorces on their belt, and they're like, yeah, this is my fifth
mhm.
marriage. Would you
Oh, wow.
consider that if I told you that if we met dating?
I mean, okay, so first of all, I the whole body count thing I think is so bizarre. Like I hear, younger kids, like I've got friends who have kids that are in college and I hear them talking about that and I'm like, okay, like I can like think back to when I was, younger and dating and it's like, ooh, like how many people you're talking with your girlfriends like how many people have you had sex with? And ooh, okay, I've had sex with 2. Oh, okay, you've had sex with 3. Oh, okay. But, like, as an adult, like, I don't think I would ever ask a man that I'm dating how many people he's been with. Like, I'm 47 years old. Like, I don't really give a shit how many
You look
people
good.
you've been with.
You look
Thank
good.
you.
I had no idea.
Thank you. So yeah, I just think that's very bizarre, especially if adults my age, like if a man asked me how many men I'd been with, I would probably start laughing and be like, "You're joking, right?" Now, if somebody's been married and divorced multiple times, yeah, I would definitely be curious as to why. And I think that that's more of a normal conversation topic at, this age.
Absolutely, for sure. That's fair.
What about
That's
you?
fair.
I mean, do you think what do you think about the body count thing? Do you think that is a topic for people? I mean, I don't know how old you are, but like I don't know. I would literally start laughing out loud if somebody asked me that question.
Great response. So for me, I'm 37. I'm 37
Okay.
years old, and for me, the body count to me, it came out of nowhere. Right? It was weird because
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
never like you said, we never cared before. Right? And
Yeah.
as you older, you find less and less virgins, and I think
Yeah.
it's kind of I
Yeah.
think I think it's weird for you to get to a certain age point but still be looking for a virgin. And if
Yeah.
that's your goal, if that's your cross that you want to die on, I only will date a
Right.
virgin. I
Right.
think, buddy boy, you're gonna have a very hard
That's
time. Dating is hard.
mhm.
Let's
Yeah.
can I say that dating is hard,
It's
and for me
totally
to
hard.
put a requirement or a what's the word? A pillar that is
Mhm.
already going. I'm already limited. The dating pool is already limited. Now I'm going to
Yeah.
restrict myself to only
Even
dating
more.
women even more.
Yeah.
I think that's silly.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I guess also too, what I care more about is like, are you healthy? Do you take good care of yourself? What are you bringing to the table? Because here's the thing, like, I can't go back in time and be like, oh, I'm not going to have sex with that guy. You can't change it. So so to me, it's kind of like an irrelevant point. Like, I care about so many other things more than I care about how many women my future man has slept with.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
If I had another mic for you to drop, I would give it to you so you could drop it. Because that's bars, right? That's so
Yeah.
bars. That's so true. It's like, oh my god, girl, hey, bro, her body count is 6. What do I do?
Yeah.
Do you like her?
Nothing. Do you like her?
Is she a good person? Is she
Yeah.
healthy? Does she have the qualities of what you're looking for? Does she care about you? Right?
Yeah.
That to me, that matters. A body count is not indicative of of who that person is, or where that
Absolutely.
person is in their life, because people can change, right? People can change.
Yeah.
So
And it's like we're as human beings, like we are sexual beings. So it's like, so you're, I don't know, it's just such an odd hill to die on. So I don't know. I've never understood that. So yeah.
absolutely. I see the jewelry. I see the
Oh,
bedazzle. I see the bling. I see the rings and did spirituality ever show up for you in during your divorce? Did spirituality or faith ever show up for you during that time? Did it renew a faith or changed your faith or beliefs or anything like that?
um, no, I feel like, so I was raised Catholic. And then as my life went forward and after college, I ended up spending time at a Christian church. I was in the Los Angeles area. And I did a lot of research into religion during that time period in my life. And one of the things that I kind of walked away with was that we have all of these, people in the world, and there are all of these different religions that people believe so passionately about and believe so passionately in. And so, what that led me to believe is that there is absolutely a higher power, and I think it is absolutely beautiful that people believe in that higher power and that that higher power wants to make them be better people and gives them comfort in times of hardship and pain and sadness. So I've always considered myself more spiritual. I definitely believe in God. I definitely believe in the universe. And I think that's just been more of a constant in my life than something I've kind of only leaned on during difficult times.
Absolutely. Who showed up for you the most during difficult times? Is it your children, your child? Is it your mom, your dad? Who showed up for you the most during times when things got shaky or rough?
Well, I would say I'm very, very blessed that I have a phenomenal family. So my mom and my dad and my brother have always been my biggest supporters. And I have some really wonderful friends. I don't have any children. My dog is my child, and I'm sure there's going to be people who hear me say that and say animals are not children. And
There's
but
always one.
he
There's always one.
but I will say, like, there is something very special about the intuition of animals when they know you're going through something and they can come and give you a little bit of extra love.
Absolutely. What did I read the other day? Animals are the truest example of true love.
They
Right? This
are.
this 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 animal can do nothing but love you. It has no choice,
Mhm.
and all it
Mhm.
can do to show its appreciation. Hey, this she's feeding
Yeah.
me, she's walking me,
Yeah.
she cares about me. The only thing they can
Right.
do is love you.
Right. I know it is true. And they say, I think I read this, we might have read the same article because it was talking about how, like, it is like the purest form of unconditional love because, like, we don't speak the same language. They don't care what you're wearing. They don't care what you look like. They just like come and love you. And I always tell people, like, who are considering getting a dog, I'm like, there truly is nothing like having a really shitty day and getting home. And there's this little four-legged creature that's just dancing around the kitchen, so excited that you just walked in the door.
Yeah, they're happy to see you, right? They're happy to see
Yeah.
you. You just came home. Oh my God, I've been thinking about you all day. I missed you.
Totally.
Right?
Totally.
All the things. So
Yes.
I
Yes.
think subliminally, like the mammal in us, I think we want to get there. We want
Mhm.
to get to
Yeah.
that point. Like, babe, I'm so happy to see
Mhm.
you. Oh my God, I thought
Yeah.
about you all day. Like I find
Yeah.
it funny when people complain. Marcus, my
Mhm.
wife, she's all over me. I can't get a break. What's
Yeah.
the problem?
What?
I'm
Why
waiting
are
for
you
you to tell.
complaining?
I
Yeah.
want that. I want that. Your dog
Mhm.
wants that. I think we want that subliminally. So
Yeah,
super,
I
super
think so
dope.
too. Yeah.
Are Can I ask the question? Are you still dating? Are you currently dating?
Um, I am, well, I'm not like actively dating anyone. I am open to dating.
That's fair.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's fair. Have you used dating apps?
Oh, I have. I'm not a big fan. I'm not
You're
a big
not
fan.
perfect. Why? Why?
Yeah.
What's wrong with dating apps? Can you share, please?
Oh gosh. I mean, I feel like for me, my experience has just been pretty like underwhelming. Um, I think that, you know, there's let's see, what's the best way to put this? I feel like you match with somebody and maybe I am a little more old fashioned where I want to be courted, I want to be pursued. So like if I match with somebody, it's like, are you going to say hi? Are you going to initiate the conversation? And a lot of times they don't. And it's just bizarre to me. Like, why are you just scrolling and like sending messages or not messages or just hearting different pictures? What's the point if you're not going to reach out and initiate a conversation?
So you would prefer to see the actual more natural, organic connection versus
Yeah.
the artificial connection of, okay, she's cute, I like her hair, I see norm. Let me
Yeah.
swipe left. You want you want
Yeah.
you want a bit more.
Well, I feel like on the dating apps, it's like, okay, if a man, sees my profile and, hearts a photo, then I'll get that notification and then I can choose if I'm interested. And if I am, then I can click match. Well, like to me, that's kind of like the signal, like, okay, hey, I matched back with you, like initiate conversation. But like it doesn't happen that much. And it's crazy because I've been on all like a lot of the dating apps and it's pretty universal that that's what happens. So to me, I'm just like, are you just here so you have something else to scroll at night, but you're not really interested in dating? Like, I mean, look at Instagram if you don't want to actually chat with somebody. And or then you get the people that just want to chit chat and then they never ask you out. And I'm like, okay, I don't need a pen pal. Like I text with enough of my friends throughout the day. Like I don't need to be texting with a stranger.
Absolutely. I see what you're saying. Yeah,
So
something to do while I'm at the doctor's office and I'm in the lobby and I've done filled out the
yeah.
paperwork. Let me swipe a little bit or let me occupy my
Yeah.
phone. Fidget spinners. That was the thing. Fidget
Fidget
spinners were
spinners, totally. Totally.
match.com and like you, I was on a lot of them. I tried a
Mhm.
lot of them. I did the match.com, I did the eHarmony. I
Mhm.
did the free ones and the paid ones. And it
Mhm. Oh,
was
yeah.
so it was unique. I
Yeah.
The only thing I can agree on or I can endorse about dating apps is what we need, especially in a dating scene that's harder. What we
Mhm.
need is a little bit more exposure. And
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
I think that's one good thing that I can say about dating apps is if the guy meant for you
Mhm.
is in halfway across the world, you're not
Totally.
you're not gonna meet them at your local bowling alley or at the
Mhm.
archery, at the gun range,
Mhm.
or whatever it is you
Yeah.
like to do. The person, so
Yeah.
that that allowing you, and I say that to any woman that's like on my page, and they're like, Marcus, how do I find my guy? How do I find a good
Mhm.
guy? You got to
Yeah.
travel. You got to go out, and I
Mhm.
know it's dangerous to a degree. I know it's dangerous for women to travel alone, but I need you to explore. I need our
Mhm.
men and women to go out and connect because the guy
Mhm.
that is for you or the girl that's for you is not in your DMs. They're not in your inbox,
Mhm.
right? They're doing the
Yeah.
things that you enjoy. And
Mhm.
so you got to go out, you got to travel and to some extent you have to travel and be comfortable traveling alone a little
Mhm.
bit depending on where you are
Yeah.
and circumstantial. So I will say that for a talking point about
No,
dating.
I agree with you wholeheartedly. I mean, I do think that I think I had a conversation with somebody earlier and they said like 65% of people are actually meeting on dating apps. And I mean, they're definitely useful, right? I mean, they're big businesses. They're making a lot of money those apps and so people are using them. Um and I think that like, will I get on a dating app again? I mean, never say never, but just I feel like I go in phases. Like sometimes I'm like, oh, I'll just like go back on and give it a try, and then like within 24 hours, I'm like, nope, this is not where I'm at right now. But who knows? Who knows?
Absolutely. Who knows? fellas, you heard it here first. Pursue, right? It's the pursuit. And
Yeah.
I totally see. I'm not from the continental United States. I'm a U.S. citizen, but I'm not from the
Hmm.
continental United States. And when I came to the continental United States, I'm from the Virgin
Hmm.
Islands,
Okay, I was
U.S.
gonna
Virgin
just say you got to
Islands.
tell me. Don't just say I'm not from. Where are you from?
Antigua Bay.
Oh,
I'm from
okay,
the U.S.
cool.
I'm from the U.S. Virgin Islands, a small island called
Hmm.
St. Croix. And when
Okay.
I came to where I reside now in Virginia, I was like, "Men, what are you doing? What are you guys doing? You have 16-year-old men that don't have licenses, don't have cars, right? 18-year-old men
Mm-hmm.
don't have initiative." And I'm like,
Hmm.
before when I would see women saying, "What's going on with our men?" I would see it
Hmm.
live, and I would look at the men and I'm like, "What in the world is going on? What do you mean? Like
Hmm.
my baby brother, he doesn't, he drives now, but he's like
Hmm.
he tells me, is like, I want a girlfriend. Okay, well, you gotta put on the video games, buddy. I need you to
Yeah.
go outside. I need you to put some clothes on.
Yeah.
I need you to smell good. You smell weird right now. I need you to go outside
Yeah.
and connect. What are
Yeah.
you doing? What are you doing?
Hmm.
You're not gonna find her playing Halo or
Right.
NBA or 2K. I mean, do
Yeah.
connections happen on there? Sure. But that's very
Hmm.
few and far between. Right? I need you to
Yeah.
go outside and connect with someone. I need you to be doing the things. One of the things I heard, that there's very few places for men to display excellence, right?
Okay.
And I kind of agree with that, because I've never felt a bar is not the place for me to pick up women. I've never felt that way.
Mm-hmm.
And
Hmm.
especially coming from the military, man, all the guys in the military, it's almost a culture, right? It's like, we gotta go to the bar, we
Hmm.
gotta go to the Horse and Cow, we gotta go to the pub, the local pub,
Hmm.
wherever we are in the world, we gotta go to the bar.
Yeah.
That's never been a place, and now I know why, for me to display excellence. The guy or gal
Okay.
for you, I think, is what I said. If I like archery, or I want to connect
Hmm.
with someone who's outdoorsy, I need to
Yeah.
go to the gun range. I need to go hiking. I need to go horseback riding. I need to go
Hmm.
and display myself as a man,
Hmm.
being excellent at something, and displaying
Yeah.
the skills that make me a
Hmm.
viable candidate.
Hmm. I like that. I
So
like that a lot.
and so, do you think there are enough places where do you think, speaking to the young girls out there, the women out there who are dating, where
Hmm.
would you say, or not pick up guys, but meet guys and see guys being men, right, and being good men? Anything comes to
Yeah.
mind?
I mean, that is an interesting question because you think about like, I mean, I think that it's really true about doing things that you like to do, you know? It's like if you like to if say you like to run, right? And you run and you do 5Ks and 10Ks, like maybe join a running club because then you'll meet more than likely you're going to meet other people regardless that are running and like to run. But maybe you'll meet a guy who wants to go running with you, you know? So I think that that is important to take a look at, you know, what kinds of activities do you enjoy doing and are there places where you can go? And sometimes it is going to be, you know, scary because you got to put yourself out there and maybe join a league or join something that like you and doing it on your own because maybe you don't have any friends that want to do it with you. But I mean, I know for me that it is very important to have things in common with who I'm with. We don't have to be carbon copies of one another, but it certainly is nice to, you know, like I really am into fitness. So it's like I want to be with somebody who wants to go to the gym with me. And like I really like wine. So it would be fun for me to be with somebody who wants to go wine tasting and wants to share a nice bottle of wine with dinner. So like, you know, having little things in common, I do think is really important.
Absolutely, love it, love it, love it. She said it.
I love the clapping. It's so fun.
So I want to dig a little bit on that. You said you enjoy working out, and for
Mhm.
our audio listeners, because we are on iHeartRadio, Apple, iTunes, Spotify, Ghana, Facebook Business Page, and anywhere you get your podcast today. If for those that can't see her, she's ripped, y'all. She's jacked. And so I,
That's a stretch, but I appreciate the comment.
what's more important to you, because I think the deeper thing, I because
Mhm.
and this breaks my heart when guys body shame women who just had a baby,
Yeah.
right? And
Oh,
it's like,
come
oh,
on. That's the worst.
you're not in the gym. Oh, she gained weight, she gained fat. Well, buddy boy,
She
is she
created a human being.
right? Right. And I think that's surface level. If you look at a woman or you look
Yeah.
at someone and you're looking at her and saying, well, she's XYZ, go past it. I dare men to go past that and say, is she healthy? Right? As long as she's
Yeah.
healthy, I think that's what we should care about. I don't
Mhm.
care if she's bench pressing 200 pounds or she's going to the gym every day. What about you? Does your guy have to have washboard abs? Does he have to be able to be an Olympic athlete runner on Sundays and twice on Saturdays? Like, what do you think? Is it deeper or when it comes to physical fitness?
No, I mean, I don't need, like a bodybuilder or a marathon runner or, even like a six pack, right? I do think that, I think that all of every body is different and every body can be as healthy as it can be and as fit as it can be. And so when I don't like the whole shaming. I don't like body shaming. But I also think that, body positivity kind of went a little too far in a direction that became, just unhealthy because I don't think that people should be sitting around all day eating fast food, sitting behind a computer, getting, maybe only 200 steps from sun up to sundown and putting that under the umbrella of body positivity. I think that people have I think we have an innate responsibility to ourselves to treat ourselves well and to take care of this body that we've been given. And that's going to look different for everyone. I mean, I'm only 5'5", so I'm never going to look like a 6 foot tall size zero supermodel that walks the runways in Paris. Like that's just not what my body is. But I can make my body the best for me and what makes me feel healthy and comfortable and feel like I'm, I like the way my clothes fit and I like the way I look in the mirror. And for some women, that's, yeah, that's maybe more curvaceous and maybe it's not having, washboard abs. But then there are some women who I see and I'm like, damn, you have like, I see all your muscles and that's amazing. And the amount of dedication it takes to get there. Like, woo, bravo. So I just think that we all have, we all should want to treat ourselves with a level of respect that we take care of ourselves. Cause like, I have this quote I had this quote on my fridge for a long time and it said, take care of your body. It's the only place you have to live. And I thought that that was so like, oh yeah, like I should, that's really important.
That is. That is. You only get one. You don't get a new one. Well,
Yeah.
if you leave it up to Elon Musk, you might get two. Two bodies. You might be
Yeah.
able to go to Amazon and get a new body. Like, oh, I don't like
Oh
this
my
one. Let me trade it
gosh.
in. I,
Gosh,
I want
wild, right?
the future
The
is where we're going.
future.
I'm gonna get you out of here on this one. I think. Do you feel there's a hyper independence mindset ramping around today? Where I think I see it all the time. I'm an independent woman. I'm an independent man. I
Mhm.
don't need nobody. I don't need nobody to love you, which is why I kind of precursored the question of who's been your biggest supporter. I think we all
Mhm,
need
mhm,
someone.
mhm,
And I think, and
mhm,
I'm fearful of the hyper independence that we have
mhm,
seeing blasted and toted around social media. I don't need nobody. I got my own
mhm,
job. I got my own car. I got my 2 houses. I got my rental
mhm,
property. I don't need anybody to support me. Do you
mhm.
feel hyper independence is causing harm or harming connections in romantic relationships or people who desire a romantic relationship down the road?
Oh, that's a really great question. I mean, I think that it's good to have achieved things and to feel like you can take care of yourself. Like I think that it's really important. I mean, I know that I take a great sense of pride in being able to provide for myself and take care of myself. Um, but I don't I know that I'm not someone that's like saying those things like you were just saying that like, I I don't it's weird. Like, how do I say this? Like, I don't feel like I need anybody. I want somebody. I want somebody to come and add to the life that I've already created for myself. So, I think that the hyper independence that you talk about, in some ways, I almost am curious, is it more of a defense mechanism than really being that so overly independent? Is it more of a, oh, well, it doesn't matter that I'm not dating anybody because I don't need anybody, and kind of like a shield to kind of defend why maybe that person is single? I don't know.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. This has been an epic conversation.
It's been really fun.
Yeah. See, told you.
Yeah.
An hour.
Flew by. It really did.
I got my hour, y'all. I love this. I love these types of topics. I love these types of conversations. They are dope. You are dope, Miss Corbett, for doing what you're doing.
Oh, thank you.
You shared so many nuggets this episode, this conversation. If you had one more piece of advice, one more nugget in the hat to that young girl out in the audience, what advice would you give to someone on the brink of realizing that they are that other girl? Any nugget, any other nuggets, final nuggets to that one girl watching you right now? What would you say to her?
I would say, if you believe in yourself, you can do anything you want to do. So if you have an idea and you're convicted and you're willing to work hard and work for it and willing to put yourself out there, just go do it. And don't give a shit what anybody else thinks. Just go do it if you believe in it and you know you can work hard enough to get it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. How can people find you? How can people learn more and get connected with you?
Yeah. Well, I would love it if you would check out my podcast. It's called The Scarlet Edit. You can find me on YouTube at The Scarlet Edit, on Instagram at thescarlet.edit. And for all other ways to get in touch with me and work with me, you can just go to my website, which is nikki-corbett.com.
Love it. Love it. Connect. We got to let this incredible woman go. Unfortunately, y'all, we are out of time. We got to let her go. But connect. And again, for our audio listeners, that's Nikki Corbett. Check her out. That's www.nikki-corbett, CORBETT.com. Check her out. She's fabulous and she rocks. And like we end every show.
Thank you, Marcus.
Absolutely. Like we end every show. Take care of your friends, take care of your family, and always take care of business. This is Marcus, your favorite gentleman, and Miss Nikki Corbett signing off. Love you guys. Bye.
Bye.